I do believe that the most anticipated thing for Call of Duty Modern Warfare right now is the new Battle Royale game mode that's coming out, which is called Warzone. I think this is going to be probably the saving grace for a lot of players who are coming to play Modern Warfare, or players who have just been playing Modern Warfare since day one. A lot of people are getting tired of the playstyle of this title, and I don't blame you. As you guys know, me personally, I can only really take Modern Warfare in tiny doses. I play like 2 to 3 matches, and then the skill-based matchmaking kicks in, and then it just turns into a sweat fest where every single game is the most competitive game I've ever played, which, as you guys know, for me personally, I don't enjoy that. You guys know my situation. I come home from work, I want to relax. I don't really want to sweat, so instead of playing Modern Warfare, I go and play a game like you're watching right here, Call of Duty World at War, which is less sweaty, and it's more about the fun factor, no skill-based matchmaking, and it's just great. It's a very enjoyable experience. I can play it for a good 2-3 hours about, and I can get some fun times out of it. You know, so I usually just ditch Modern Warfare and go play World at War, or even Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 2, any old school Call of Duty game. But Modern Warfare, with their new Warzone game mode, is going to be kind of the saving grace, for me at least, to kind of play their game a little bit more by myself, because I can play Modern Warfare when I'm with a party, don't get me wrong. When I have a squad of about maybe 2-3 other players, it's a very easy game to play at that point. I could go into a 6v6 lobby and we can pub stomp, but playing solo is when it gets a little rough for me in Modern Warfare. And that's the majority of the time that I'm playing. You know, I don't really have people on this game 24/7. I play very late. You know, I don't have time during the day to play it, so I get on the game at like 9-10 p.m. and usually everybody's getting off at that time. So I don't really play with that many people. I usually play solo. And I got some bad news for a lot of the solo fans out there as well. People who are expecting solo to be in Warzone, it seems from the leaks, which this game mode is supposed to be releasing on the 10th of this month. But according to the leaks, this game mode is not going to have any solos. I can't tell you how disappointed I was when I first initially read that. That wasn't really the best news that I wanted to hear. Because as you guys know from me, I hate Battle Royale games that force you into squad play when you're just playing solo. I just don't enjoy it. Take Apex Legends for an example. I never play that game. And I love the game. I love Apex Legends. It's an awesome title. It has good gunplay. It feels good. But I don't play it because of one factor. It doesn't have solos. Now, you guys might say, just suck it up and go play with the squad. But this is the main reason why I don't like to do that. Because 9 times out of 10, your squad won't communicate with you. They won't say anything back. They won't tell you where anybody is. And in Battle Royale games, communication is key when you're playing with a squad. You have to let, well, not enemies, you gotta let your teammates know where the enemies are. You gotta give directions out. You have to give call-outs out. You have to let people know where guns are, ammo is. It's a lot of things that you have to do. A lot of communication to win and become victorious in the Battle Royale match. But if your teammate isn't communicating with you, if they're not giving you very important intel about what's going on in the certain situation that you're in, you're doomed. You're going to lose that gunfight, because more than likely the other squad that you are engaging with is communicating. They're talking with one another, and they're probably letting each other know where you are, what's going on. They have the upper hand advantage on you. That's the main reason why I just don't care for squad Battle Royale game modes when I'm playing solo. Now, with friends, this is going to be a blast. I can already feel it. I'm going to have an absolute awesome time when I'm playing with other people. Despite that, it's probably going to be an absolute buggy mess with tons of issues. But playing with friends, it kind of puts all the bugs away, you know? Usually when I'm playing solo, that's when the bugs really come out and I really notice everything. But when I'm playing with other people, it's mostly just for the laughs and to have a good time. And when you're playing with other people, those things kind of just, you know, get pushed under the carpet and you don't really worry about them too much. You're just kind of focusing on having fun with your friends. But the leak that there's only going to be solos in Warzone worries me, because this just isn't fair. It's not right to push away your solo players, the players who do enjoy playing by themselves, or just if they don't have anybody on at the moment, why are you going to force them to play with squads? At least allow them to drop solo in squads if they want to, even though that would be a very challenging task. But it would be a lot better than being forced to play with people who won't even talk to you or let you know what's going on. They're just going to weigh you down. It sucks because nowadays, Battle Royale games, it's not many games out there that allow you to have the solo option. PUBG is like the only one that I can think of that I would personally enjoy, but I don't like really playing PUBG that much anymore. Fortnite would be the next best bet, but you guys know how I feel about Fortnite. It's a building game, it's not a shooting game. I don't really care for it. You know, and I'm going to back that up too. I know a lot of people are probably going to get angry about that because there's a lot of Fortnite fans out there. But it is a building game, you know? They have Bloom implemented for a reason, so you can't laser people across the map unless you tap fire them. It's mostly about building, getting the upper hand advantage, and then jumping on them, killing them, blah, 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 blah. I'm not down for that, you know? I like my Call of Duty games, my PUBG games, Battlefield games, where it's all about gun skill, positioning, knowing the zone, and less about, you know, who can build the Empire State Building first. I'm not really about that playstyle. But that would be my second best bet for playing solo matches in Fortnite. So my two options right now are either suck it up and play Fortnite solos, or re-download PUBG and play the slowest Battle Royale game ever made, just to get some solo action. Blackout for PC, they completely removed the solo feature. They only allow squads, not even duos in Blackout. They only allowed squads, and that's it. That's all you can play in Blackout. And now here comes the wonderful, wonderful Warzone game mode, and they're going to do the same exact thing. They're cutting solos, from the rumors at least, they're cutting solos, and they're just going to have squad play. This right here will ruin the game mode 110%. I don't want to be negative about it just yet. I've gotten so much hate over the past week about me being so negative about Warzone so early, even though I guarantee it's going to be a buggy mess, and all the people who are trying to protect it are going to be very disappointed to find out that 200 players cannot run very well when the game can barely run a ground war with 32 versus 32. But you know what? I'm just going to leave it to them to find out. But on top of all the bugs and all the issues that this game mode is going to have, now you're telling me I can't play solo and I'm going to be forced into squad play? Like I said, that's what ruined my Apex Legends experience. And it can ruin this experience just as much for a lot of other players as well. But I'm going to be honest with you guys. I just can't really put the pieces together on why they would remove solos. It just doesn't make much sense to me. And it leads me to a point that I just don't think this is true. You know, I just think this is a leak. It's a rumor. It's something so we can talk about something. But I don't think it's going to be actually implemented into the game. It just doesn't add up to me. You know, with Blackout, they removed solos and duos because of the main fact that PC Blackout was dead. And with having 3 game modes in Blackout, solos, duos, and squad or quads, whatever they call it in Blackout, it's impossible to find a lobby because now you have 3 modes that your whole player base is split upon. But in Modern Warfare, there's cross-play. So you don't really need to take away game modes to keep the game mode alive. You know, it's crossplay. There's always going to be enough people from all platforms to play and fill up lobbies. So I don't really think this adds up to me. It doesn't make too much sense that they would decide to try to remove solos and duos from a game unless they have the main focus of making this a squad-based game mode. And if that's the case, oh man, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about that because sometimes squad-based game modes can be fun. You know, games like Escape from Tarkov, when you play with a full party, it's a blast. You know, communication, letting people know what's going on. It makes it very intense and fun to play with friends. Same thing with PUBG, very fun and intense. All Battle Royale games, when you're playing with a full team, is a lot more intense. And I can understand if they're trying to take that team-based game style and implement it into Modern Warfare. Just like Apex Legends, where it's no solos, they basically try to force you to play with 3 people all the time because it's supposed to be a team-based game. I wonder if Warzone is trying to go in that same direction, making it a team-based game so players can only play it when you're playing with a full squad. I wonder if they made that game mode revolve specifically around having multiple people on your team in order for the mode to work. Maybe solos just won't simply work in this type of game mode. But if you guys could do me a massive favor, I would really appreciate it. Make sure you go down into the comment section and let me know what you guys personally think is going on with Warzone. Do you think this game mode is going to be strictly for squad play, or do you think it's going to have solos in it? How do you think they're going to take the path, or which direction they're going to take for this game mode? Personally, I don't think it's going to be specifically true. I think it's going to be solos, duos, all this stuff implemented into the game, just because there is crossplay in the title. It just makes sense to me. But then at the same time, I would understand the direction that they're trying to take if they do only squads only. You know, because it might just be a squad-styled game mode. Some game modes are just specifically revolved and made from the ground up to be played with a team. But if that's the case, like I said, I'm going to be disappointed because this was kind of the saving grace for Modern Warfare for a lot of players, and if they're not going to have solos in this game mode, that's going to be rough for a lot of people, and it's going to turn a lot of people away from this game mode and potentially from the complete game itself. But guys, if you enjoyed today's commentary, make sure you go ahead and leave a like. If you hated, go always dislike it. If you're brand new and you enjoyed the don't forget to go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell notification button. Helps you get notified on all my recent uploads. Also, you just want to chat with me, see what I'm talking about, you can follow me over on Twitter, @JbowenDaMan. And if you just want to catch me live streaming, I do that over on Twitch, @JbowenDaMan. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.